Hi everyone, thanks for tuning into my channel. I'm Linda. I just recorded this whole 9-minute video, and when I went to listen back to it, I think that my neighbor was weed whacking outside because it's ridiculous. Anyway, so I'm going to try this again. I am checking in to see if I can get qualified for vertical sleeve gastrectomy, and I'm going through the insurance hoops right now. So I just wanted to fill you in on what's been happening over the past few weeks. I had an appointment at one bariatric center near me. It took me, I think, 2 or 3 weeks to get the appointment, and I filled out 12, 13 forms that I had to send in advance, and I was really excited and really looking forward to the appointment. And when I got there, I had to wait, it seemed like a really long time for the doctor. And when he came in, we were going over all of my history and all the details, and I was kind of expecting him to say, well, you have Blue Cross Blue Shield, and this is what the requirements are. And it didn't seem like he really knew that. And when I said that I have chronic pain and joint inflammation and osteoarthritis, will they cover that? He's like, I'm not sure that they would, and you'd have to call the insurance company and find that out. And I was disappointed because I thought that's what they did, that they would fight for you and they would help you get the qualifications that you needed to get approved. And I didn't get from him that he was willing to do that. I know that some other insurance companies cover osteoarthritis. It didn't say specifically on the requirements for my insurance. It listed comorbidities, and then below that it said not limited to. So I thought, well, can't they just check? So anyway, he wanted me to go home and check, and he got to charge me for the initial consultation. When I looked at my insurance, it was like $375, which was luckily covered, but like, he didn't do anything. They didn't do what they were supposed to do. Anyway, so I go home and I call the insurance company, and I'm sent from department to department. I'm sent from the main line to the pre-certification line to the bariatric surgery department, who they should definitely know if that's covered or not. And I was just hitting brick wall. They just kept looping me around to the first department again. And so the next day I tried again because I was in a really bad frame of mind by the end. And I got this nice lady, and she said, your insurance company is supposed to do that, or your bariatric office is supposed to do that. The doctor's supposed to call with specific codes and then see if those are covered. So I was right. Anyway, I didn't get a good feeling from the place, and I knew I was going to have a little battle ahead of me as well. So one of the other things about the surgery center that I went to was that, like, the office was really out of date, and it was really like, I don't know, I've gone to that building before for other doctors, and they were really nice offices, so I was like, why is he not doing well in his business? And I just didn't get a good vibe. So a couple weeks later, I found a surgery center, a bariatric surgery center seminar that was going on nearby, and I went to that, and I really liked the surgeon when he spoke, and he answered questions, and he said you can raise your hand anytime. And so my mom came with me because she was a little nervous when I told her about what I was planning to do. And I said, well, why don't you come and you can see what it's all about. And so she has a hearing aid, and somebody in the back row was talking when the doctor was talking, and it was really distracting. And I looked, and at first I'm like glaring at them because that's me. And then I'm like, oh, they're translating. Like, okay. So we tried to just like block it out, but I know my mom was really struggling to hear. And then at the end, when everyone's asking questions, that person asked a question, so the translator asked it. And I looked over, and I'm like, oh my God, the translator is somebody that I went to high school with. You're like, no, oh my God. What are the odds that you go for such a personal kind of seminar and somebody you went to high school with is there? luckily she's a very nice person. And I was like, okay, we're just gonna own this and we're just gonna go up and chat with her and be totally cool with it and go in confident. And I'm like, oh well, what can you do? So from there, they gave me a call a few days later. I had to fill out like 10 pages forms again, but they took a main form that day, and then they called you to set up an appointment. And basically, she said, if I didn't have one of the 3 things listed on the form, which were hypertension, diabetes, or sleep apnea, that she doubts that my kind of insurance would cover me. She said there are some others that cover osteoarthritis. Of course, I don't have that one. So she did seem very knowledgeable, and so my next pursuit is sleep apnea. So I went to the doctor yesterday. I was lucky enough to get in because of a cancellation, because otherwise I'd have to wait a month and a half to get in. And the doctor was so understanding about what I was trying to do and why. And she's like, oh, they just kind of string you along and they don't want to give it to everybody, so they have all these requirements that you have to fill. One thing she did say was that she was going to try to get the in-office sleep study for me, because that can detect the more mild sleep apnea better than the at-home sleep study, which I thought was very interesting. So my next step right now is just waiting 7 to 10 days to see if my insurance will cover the in-home or the in-office. She said if they only cover the in-home, then you usually have to do like one, and the doctor can say, I need more information, and then you would get the in-office. So I have a follow-up appointment for October, so that's a while out, when I will find out if I have sleep apnea or not after I do the study. Which means that if it's a yes, and I do get to move forward with my bariatric surgery timeline, I have to do 6 months of nutritional counseling from the date of the first consultation. And the first consultation can't happen until I know I have sleep apnea. So it's all the way into spring of 2019 before I would finish the 6 months, which is kind of disappointing. But I'm just going to keep plugging ahead, and hopefully, we'll get a yes. I never hoped for sleep apnea before, but it's either that or diabetes, so I'm going for sleep apnea. Anyway, it's not something you should have to hope for, and I just would really like to get this weight off so that I can move around easier and get some of the inflammation off my joints and just feel better on a daily basis. And I think it would help a lot with everything I have going on. I wish that the insurance companies would acknowledge that and just automatically approve you if you have arthritis and other conditions. And hopefully by me talking about this, and if I do get approved, I can prove that it does help chronic pain in some instances. Anyway, so that's where I am right now with my journey, and I'll keep you posted how it goes with the sleep study. I'm sure that's going to be a lot of fun, and I'll talk to you soon. Thanks.